You claim that you're worth $1.3 billion. You're not even worth that.
No, I claim I'm worth $6 billion, and Forbes claims I'm worth $2.5 billion.
Over $7 billion in net worth.
So what is the number? What are you worth now?
Probably over $10 billion.
For years, when Donald Trump wanted to make a deal or to impress somebody financially, he would send them this thing called a Statement of Financial Condition. And it was supposed to tell you everything you needed to know about Donald Trump before you did business with him. How much money he had, what his assets were worth, what kind of debts he had. When Michael Cohen testified before Congress in February, he brought 3 of these documents with him. He said that these documents had all been submitted to Deutsche Bank, one of Trump's most prolific lenders, and Trump's failed bid to buy the Buffalo Bills NFL team in 2014.
I believe these numbers are inflated.
The 2011 and 2012 statements come with preambles from Trump's accountants at Weiser Mazars that say basically in accountantese, like, you really shouldn't trust this. Like, there's a lot of things in here that we the accountants haven't audited. There's a lot of things in here that Trump has just chosen to leave out. 2 of his most important buildings, the Trump Hotel in Chicago, Trump Hotel in Las Vegas, just aren't in these statements, presumably because they have such high debt loads they might drag down the rest of the portfolio. You might think, well, it couldn't be fraudulent because the accountants have warned people that this is inaccurate. But the interesting thing we found is that there were a number of inaccuracies that weren't mentioned in the accountant's preamble letter, things that were sort of material statements of fact. Just to give you a couple of them, in California, Trump said his golf course outside Los Angeles had 55 home sites zoned and ready for sale. In fact, the number was about 31 at the same time. And since he said each one of those home lots could bring in at least $3 million when they were sold, we're talking about a potential cash flow of $70+ million that Trump was claiming when he didn't have a right to claim it. He said that his vineyard in Virginia had 2,000 acres when it really was 1,200 acres. He said that Trump Tower in New York, one of his most important assets, has 68 stories when it really only has 58. Trump also said that his Trump World Tower had 90 stories when it really only had 72. Because he misleads you about those things, he misleads you about this possible future cash flow from those assets.
Breaking news on the Democratic probes into the president's finances.
Activity from investigators.
New York Attorney General has issued today subpoenas to Deutsche Bank.
This is the only bank that was willing to lend him money. The bank has played a very central role in supporting Donald Trump's rise to power.
We've seen a couple of state investigations in New York sort of spawn out of this. One was in an inquiry that the New York State insurance regulators sent to Aon, who's Trump's insurance broker. One of the things Cohen had said was that Trump also sent these financial statements to Aon to basically make him look like a richer guy, a better credit risk, and try to lower his insurance premium. The state of New York is asking Aon basically for details about that. And you saw the New York State Attorney General send subpoenas to Deutsche Bank, Trump's lender in this period, asking for information about its contact with Trump, possibly looking at whether there was fraud committed when Trump misled Deutsche Bank. It's not an issue I think there's a black and white answer in terms of the law. Would this be fraud if Trump sent these documents to a lender and got a loan as a result of it? We've talked to a lot of experts who say it's really too early to know. We have to see much more of the big picture. One question we've talked to experts about is these statements were so ridiculous, they were so far from being a legitimate audited financial inquiry that it's possible that you couldn't call it fraud in a legal purpose because it was fraud that was so easily seen through. It's still really early. I don't think that there's any experts we've talked to that said, oh yes, definitely this is illegal, but it certainly is misleading, and there are consequences in some cases in finance for misleading your potential lenders and business partners. So we need to see a lot more to understand kind of what the final consequences will be for Trump.